Hi, everybody, and welcome to yet another year of the Hudepohl King of TV Bowling. I'm Tom Verrato, along with our crack analyst, Dave Newrath. Dave, hard to believe, but it's been 4 years since Channel 5 has helped sponsor this event.
Oh, this is great. It's good to be back. This is our 4th year on Channel 5. It's been my privilege to be back here once again, and it's none too soon, Tom. I really enjoy the show. I enjoy trying to compete. This is what it's all about.
First match of 1986. We'll see a couple of dandies. Battle of Kentucky. First of all, Bob Gerde.
Left-hander, his first time on the show, but he does a lot of things right. He stays down at the line, rolls the ball good and clean. It's going to give Timmy a good match.
And as you mentioned, Tim Sharp, our 1985 King of TV Bowling, a formidable opponent for the first week.
Absolutely. Tim Sharp has been around for a lot of years. He gets down low at the line. He throws the ball so slow that you never think it's going to get there, and then it wipes out the left side of the building. So I'm looking forward to the first match.
And the winner of that match goes on to take on Mike Roop. The winner of that match will go on to meet the king for the first week, Kim Herman, and we did see Kim last year. So, from Crossgate Bowl up here in Blue Ash, we'll have a great day of bowling, and that'll be coming your way right after this.
Hudepohl, King of Bowling. Brought to you by the Hudepohl Brewing Company, America's great small brewery.
The Hudepohl King of TV Bowling, week number 1 at Crossgate Lanes up here in Blue Ash. I'm Tom Verrato along with Dave Newrath, and joining us in the booth this year, the Executive Director of the BPA, Ms. Bo Hudepohl. Bo, it's nice to have you along. I look forward to working with you.
I'm real pleased to be here this year, that's for sure. And we'd like to welcome our new sponsors this year, too.
Up first, though, before we get to our new sponsors, is Bob Gerde. Bob, a newcomer to the TV King here, Dave, and this is his first ball right here. Nice way to start off 86.
Light shaker, not too bad. Like I told you in the opening, Tommy, he does a lot of things right. He gets low at the line, and he shakes him up. That's what it's all about.
His opponent today, Tim Sharp, King of TV Bowling. Last year in 85, he's been to the finals 4 of the last 6 years. His first ball of 86. Dave, if this is indicative of what we're going to be seeing this year, I think for the next 12 weeks, we're going to have some good bowling.
I'd mean to tell you, that was a great shot right there. He split the rack wide open. Like I said, the ball seems like it takes forever to get down there, but boy, when it gets there, it's got some stuff left on it.
Tim's been competing for the last 9 years in the King. 1985 bowling champ, 300 games to his credit. Ball number 2 here. Tim Sharp, Highland Heights, Kentucky. Not quite so fortunate as the first one.
Too fast. I mean, in direct comparison to the last frame, Tom, he threw the first frame nice and slow. That frame, for whatever reason, he threw the ball much too fast, going by, leaving the 1-2-8.
Just a reminder, we're at Crossgate Lanes. This is week number 1. The Hudepohl King of TV Bowling. Tim Sharp for spare. And he got that number 1 head pin there, Dave, to do some action.
That's right. He'll probably line up off of that shot, and hopefully that's where he wants to be on his first ball next frame on that lane, Tom.
Bob Gerde, 35-year-old from Alexandria, Kentucky. A lefty, a southpaw.
Doing a lot of things right, Tom. A lot of things right. The roll on that ball is so pure. It's kind of amazing to me that we haven't seen Bob before now. He's a good bowler.
He's been bowling in the King 2 years now. As we said, we did not see him in 1985, but kicking off the year in 86. Azure blue ball,
yeah.
Mr. Newrath?
Yeah, we have one of those. It's a hard urethane ball. The equipment is just jumping leaps and bounds every year. Let's see if he can make it 3.
Nice way to start 86 from Mr. Bob Gerde.
Okay, let's watch it here. The third strike in a row. Excellent. Perfection. You want to see it here. 1-2 pocket, no deflection, straight through. 4-pin, going to the wall, kicking out the 7 at the last moment.
Tim Sharp leaving the 10-pin.
Well, in direct comparison, where Bobby got his 4-pin to come out and slap his 7 out, Tim's 6-pin did go around without coming out. There it is. The pin that a lot of people fear, but for no good reason. Just kill the ball, move left, kill the ball, and let your arm swing take the ball right at the pin. No reason to miss it.
He does have that nice, smooth delivery, almost like clockwork, Dave. As I mentioned before, Tim's a 27-year-old, been bowling for 9 years in the King. He's a warehouseman from Highland Heights, Kentucky. Comes in with a 210 average. Tell you, he bowls quite a bit. Quite a bit. Started bowling at the age of 15, 12 long years ago. And it's paying off right there.
That's
with a big strike.
That's in the air. That's what you want to see. Perfect shot right there. We can take a look at it here on the replay. It is perfection personified. Deep knee bend. Gets through the ball, going right over the 20th board. Now watch this ball. Just cut right through the 1-3, taking out the 5, and then the 5 taking out the 8. Perfection.
All the sticks doing their work, Dave. Bob Gerde.
Put Bob Gerde up 21 pins.
Oh, there you go.
The 7 decided it was going to be friendly after all.
Shot. 21 pin advantage, Bo, with a strike like that. Take him to 31. Let's take a look at it here. A lot of hesitation. You can see right there he's playing the 15th board right there. Now look at it. It's rocking. That's the 4-pin lane right next to it, as you see. And then it gives it the final push. Catch you later.
Bob will take those. 4 in a row for Bob Gerde. Nice way to open 86 here on the Hudepohl King of TV Bowling. Gerde for number 5. No. 7 not so friendly this time.
Incredible shot. Bo, Bob's been bowling a lot of the tournaments recently, and to set this up, Bo Hudepohl is the runnee of all of our local tournaments, and Bob's been doing well all around, hasn't he, Bo?
He sure has. He's bowled in the qualifiers for the last 3 years. Like, he did take a year off last year, but he bowled consistently for 2 years, did not make the show, and very early in the season this year has made it. We're real pleased to see that.
Speaking of making it, he made the 7. And he knew he had that one because he turned his back on it, Dave. I guess at that point it's like dropping a putt and walking away.
Dead on it. There you see the score. Right now, 30-pin advantage in the favor of Bob, but Tim's got a strike working. He can cut it to 20 right here with this one.
Oh, and he does it. Tim Sharp's got a way of creeping up on you, and then before you know it, he's overtaken you.
Well, like I'm telling you, right here, he knows what the score is. With this strike, he can cut the deficit to 20 pins. So what's he do? 1-3, express, right straight through. 10-pin, hacksaw, no way.
As Bo mentioned, we have some new sponsors. Bo?
We sure do. We'd like to welcome Ken Rippinger and Ken Dressman from the Hudepohl Brewing Company. We're pleased to have them back. And we also have Dave Holstein here today, who is one of our new sponsors on the show also.
And without those gentlemen, we can't do anything. Dave, Tim Sharp put himself in a big hole.
Made a little bit of an error there, Tom, and at this point in the game, his opponent's lined up. There you see it. He has the very difficult 6, 7, 10. You're supposed to try to slide that 6-pin over into the 7, and he missed it by about a half an inch.
What are the odds of making a shot like that, Dave?
Well, the odds will vary from the pro ranks to the, what I call these gentlemen are semi-pro ranks, and then the amateurs. For the pros, I think it's about 10-1 or 12-1. For these guys, maybe about the same, maybe 15, but for the average bowler, it's extremely difficult.
Bob Gerde in command now. 6th frame. Boy, he's just smoking.
Well, here's what you want to do, Tom. Right here, let's watch it on the replay. His opponent's up against the ropes. He just threw an open. What better way to bury him other than to throw the absolute best shot you've ever thrown in your life? 10 pins in the pit, every pin doing its job. We're back for 86.
And the winner of this match, the Gerde Sharp match, will go on to meet Mike Rupp. That's Rupp, R-U-P-P, not to be confused with the Rupp name that is legendary down in the Lexington area. Mike said people do get confused, but it looks like he may be taking on Mr. Gerde here. If he could put this...
He's definitely in position, Tom. There's no question about it. However, you can never, ever write off Tim Sharp until the game is over and he's taking his shoes off. Right here, we've got a 3-9, extremely difficult because of the sleeper back there. You have to fit the ball right up against the front pin and let the ball go back. Almost
like
missed
that.
it. Yeah, almost missed it. The deflection almost cost him an open.
So, Bo?
Oh, I'm sorry.
No.
We have a gentleman here today that's marking score for us who would love to be on the show bowling today. Butch Temke from over at Stumps Lanes rolled 685 and is our standby today.
Oh, boy. 685. Out on the air.
Well,
Tim Sharp.
Unfortunately, or fortunately, Bo, I bowled with Butch that shift, and he missed the 10 pin in the 10th frame of the last game that cost him.
Scoreboard, Bo? Looks like Mr. Gerde's in command.
It sure does. He's up 37 pins.
37 pins.
27, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's 27 with a strike working. It can be cut, but Timmy needs them all.
And he got him. You don't get to the finals of the King 4 out of the last 6 years by missing shots like that.
Pivotal frame. Let's take a look at it right here. 8th frame, Tim Sharp. The only way he can get in the match is to throw one here. What's he do? He Red Sea strikes it, 5 pin, hacksaw it into the 7. He's not out of here yet.
Now let's measure Bob Gerde. He knows what Tim Sharp is doing. He also knows that he can quiet that very easily if he puts all 10 into the pocket right here.
He got a break.
Get a little help.
Oh.
Take all the help you can get from any of those sticks.
It never hurts. There's his opponent, Tim Sharp, saying, what in the world do I have to do? But Tim's temperament, his control on his emotions has never ceased to amaze me. I'm a little more excitable than Tim Sharp.
Volatile.
But
I wouldn't want to be bowling next to you.
Well, sometimes it's fun. Too wide. Way, way, way too wide.
This is a very makeable though, isn't it?
It's very makeable, Tom. But again, it's difficult. Anytime you have to play like a bank shot in billiards, it's exactly what he's going to have to do. He's going to have to cream. The head pin is the center of your screen. He's going to have to put his ball just to the right of center of that pin, let the ball careen into the 3, and then carry through and get the 10. It's not that easy. Very choppable. He's going at it from the outside. That's the other way to make it.
Yes, yes. The southpaw just about puts Tim Sharp out of reach here in the first match. Bob Gerde and Bo, it does look almost out of reach, doesn't it?
Not really. Tim has cut his deficit to 27. Another strike here. We're 17. Anything can happen.
Tim Sharp, if he takes it to the wall, would force Bob Gerde to mark in the 10th frame.
There it is, the 7. Maybe I wrote Mr. Sharp off a little too early.
Let's don't go away here. What we have right now is a potential out of Tim Sharp to take it to the wall. So what's he do? The thing we've seen him do for so many years. Head pin to the center of your screen, goes to the wall, helps the 5 pin, which joins it, push the 7 out.
Ganging up on that 7 pin. Tim Sharp. Stoic look. Never changes throughout the match.
Potential 232. Weak shot. Weak shot on that one.
10 pin still standing.
Yeah, right there, you need the shot. What are you going to do? You're not going to play it too safe, but Tim did. All of his years of experience on this one, just let him soft stroke the ball, and therefore the 6 went to the channel and just kind of died there. Changes the whole complexion.
Tim Sharp picks up the 10 pin spare in the 10th frame. We mentioned that today we're coming to you from Crossgate lanes, but this is only the first of 12 weeks here on Hudepohl's TV King of Bowling. They're already qualifying over at Madison Bowl for week 2, and I'm sure Dave Newrath, you'll be there a little bit later today.
You betcha.
Current leaders are Kevin Hayes with 726. We have Daryl Hagan, 716. Jim Engel, 708. Load of cash for the men right now is 603. And our top lady is Pam Helmer with a 590.
Some names that we haven't heard last year, so look forward to seeing if those names stay in the money.
The situation is this, Tom, with a 6 count. Mr. Bob is our winner.
Tim Sharp finishing with a 210. Bob Gerde making his first appearance, obviously in 86. We didn't see him at all last year in 85. From Alexandria, Kentucky, the big southpaw. It is history. Bob Gerde with the win in game number 1. These pins are just to, I guess, ease him into his second game with Mike Roop.
I'll tell you, Bobby just jumped right out there and earned it. Tim Sharp, formidable opponent, made 2 errors in that game and still winds up shooting 210, so that shows you never write him off. Bob has earned a victory, and he's earned the right to go into our second match.
You know, every year Tim has made the TV show probably the last or second to the last week, and he always ends up bowing out as our king, you know, and it's really interesting to see him having made the show so early this year. So I'm sure he's going to be back, though.
Last year was week number 10. He made it up in Green Hills Lanes. That was the first and only time we saw him until, as Bo said, the championship match. And he was true to form. I guess it's pretty easy when you only have to roll 1 game and you're king for the year, right?
That's for sure. I'm sure he would have liked to have more weeks to have an opportunity to defend his title, believe me.
Right. Well, he's got all of 86. And Bob Gerde closes it out in fashion. So game number 1 belongs to Bob Gerde here in 1986. And he takes out Tim Sharp. 239 to 210. Bob Gerde moves into game number 2 against Mike Roop. That coming up next on Hudepohl's TV King of Bowling.